I think I'm ready. I have my pink microphone, I have my pink Stanley, and I got my pink lip balm. I don't think we need anything else. Hey guys, my name is Shruti, and this is my podcast, Third Space by Third Space. Third Space is my company that I started in 2025. It is a creative studio, and I'm very, very, very proud of her. This is actually my first time hosting a podcast, but it's not my first time creating a podcast. I've actually worked on the set of 4 podcasts, doing various things: production, the videography, editing, creating the introduction, the thumbnails, etc., everything podcast related. And the thing I like most about podcasts is how much authentic content you can get. And in a place of social media fatigue and AI fatigue, I think authentic content, opinions, creativity is most valuable now. And I really want to create a space where people like me can exist. Being authentic is something I don't struggle with in my day-to-day life, but I do struggle with in short form content. And I think that's where I'm hoping this is a realer community from the beginning. As a social media strategist, I know that you can start an account or a community by first creating trends and basic content just to rack up followers, and then, building the community later. But for me and for the clients that I was working for previously, it's a little bit more of a game of authenticity than content. When I think about creating a community of people, who's in that community? Selfishly, I kind of at first was like people like me, but that means a lot more than it sounds like. Starting with people in their 20s, women, people of color, creatives, founders. I love music. I love media, movies, shows, culture. I love marketing. I'm really interested in marketing strategies. I'm really interested in social media. But at the same time, I love yoga. I love mindfulness, gratitude. I love journaling. I really like tea and coffee. I have a really cute cat named Bagel, and I love her. And kind of all of these things make up who I am as a person. And I want to create a place where you can come to find other people who are just like us in all of these different ways, if not one, if not multiple. So one of the segments I'm really interested in doing, and I think I'm going to start with today, is What's on My Radar. I hope with What's on My Radar, I tell you guys what's on my radar this week, but most importantly, you leave down below what's on your radar this week. That way people can come here to find inspiration for music, shows, videos, websites, etc. And that's really my hope here. The first thing on the radar is definitely CXOXO by Camila Cabello. I know 2026 just started and that album came out in 2024, but I listened to a few songs in that album when that album came out. I loved Dade County Dreaming and I love it. I feel like we know that album, but I went and listened to this album because my TikTok algorithm showed it to me. Holy shit, she is so talented. I knew that, but this is to me, just like I was saying, I feel like I'm a really multifaceted person, and I think I am that way in music too. And she hit the notes on the singing, the lyricism, the dance of it, the electronic of it, the auto tune of it, the way this album is created, the ebbs and flows, the emotion, it's really, truly a work of art. And I'm very upset at myself that I found it so late. And then my second album of choice has been The Art of Loving by Olivia Dean. Again, I think we all at least know some of the songs, but that album is so beautiful. I think something about The Art of Loving that really stands out to me is I notice her talk about love in a way that is so kind and so gentle, and really the way that I see love in my life, in my relationships and my friendships. And I really appreciate an album that is just about love, even when it's lost, even when it's close, even when it's far. Life is all about love, and that's kind of what the album is. Plus she's so gorgeous. I always say, if I was famous, I would be pulling up in a ball gown at every concert, okay? And I feel like she's like a little fairy princess in that way. Speaking of fairy princesses, Stateside plus Zara Larsson, duh. On repeat. I love Zara Larsson already, but Pink Panthers is I don't know, like Sarah Larson already has this like mermaid energy, and then Pink Pantheress like puts this like fairy energy, and ugh, they're just so pretty and they're so talented and they're such girls. So that's what I've been listening to. In terms of watching, I've been watching Stranger Things and Emily in Paris. I don't really have much to say about that, but obviously always drop show recommendations. Something I'm really shocked more people don't talk about is Four Seasons. Four Seasons is a show on Netflix, and I loved that show. It has an amazing cast. I'll put them right here because I can't think of everyone, but I love when a show has like high quality actors. It's one of those like short shows on Netflix, and I love those. And I feel like I haven't watched all of them, so like that especially, drop your favorite short Netflix shows. This week I watched Avatar and Marty Supreme in theaters, and Avatar especially, I just want to talk about very quickly. I went to Texas A&M. I got a visualization degree, and that's like for animators, web designers, artists. I always say it's art and comp sci, anything computer art related. And I have so much to say about this topic, by the way. The biggest thing I want to say about Avatar is that my dean is actually one of the original artists of Avatar, like Blue Man Avatar. And I always think it's really cool because in our school, we can see like how much that movie and a lot of movies in that time like really changed the scape of movies. And with AI and everything, I think it's really important to remember the hard work and humans behind the movies you love. And Avatar is a labor of love. I think it's worth watching just because of that. I think it's worth watching just because of how beautiful it is, and it's 3D like never before. I was reading an article. It's like 3D done so that you don't like your brain doesn't hurt and you don't get eye strain. And the director actually used neuroscience to make sure. I don't know the science behind it, but I thought that was really cool. And then not just that, like the labor of love creating each of those animals, plants, a whole world. It's really beautiful. And I think it's really always worth supporting artists. The other movie I saw is Marty Supreme. Now, I work in marketing, so I have something to say about this. Timothée Chalamet's marketing of Marty Supreme. Genius, of course. Like the first thing I saw was the Instagram ad, the Zoom meeting. I thought that was so creative. But something that really stood out to me that I did want to talk about is the orange of it. So obviously the Marty Supreme like branding is this orange ping pong ball. I'm not gonna lie, when I watched the movie, I thought like he invented the orange ping pong ball. I thought that's what the movie was about. But yeah, no, it was just the orange color. But I think it's interesting because Barbie pink, Brat green, like all of these things, these colors are such an important part of branding. And why is that? I think it's important, that a color evokes an emotion and that a movie has that kind of a feel. It creates an artistic movie in a different way. And I love watching artistic movies. I think when you're watching it and you feel this underlying motif that isn't spoken but experienced. And I think that Marty Supreme really did that very well. I'm not certain it needed to be 3 hours, but I understand for artistic purposes, 3 hours was necessary. And I really did enjoy the movie. I think I watched it a little too late. Again, it is long. So is Avatar. But you know what? Our attention spans are so bad, and we need to be supporting the movie theaters anyways. So, marketing and culture. That's another segment I want to do, like marketing this week. And something I have to talk about for marketing this week is Tara's World. That girl stays on my For You page. She has been on my For You page since I think there was like a bird scandal, the Finna Be in the Pit scandal, and now this like halter top scandal. Guys, I'm so certain Tara's World is just really good at marketing. And sometimes I don't know that people are paying enough attention to that, because rage bait is kind of one of the top things that works in marketing nowadays. I did have a client that we used that rage bait. She was a female lawyer, and we use that to our advantage. People get mad real fast, and people want to comment when they're mad. And I think like Tara's World really clearly needs the money. I'm pretty sure previous to this, she was actually like talking about needing more money. And then this scandal came out, and like her views have probably skyrocketed. She's probably making more money than ever on these videos. People literally probably haven't seen her in so long and are back on her radar. That's marketing, honey. Like, I don't believe it. And maybe it's real, but I think she rage baits us on purpose. And I really, regardless of if it's on purpose or not, that's marketing and you're falling for it. Positive marketing I saw was something called Physical Phones. It's a company on here. Love their motto. The whole idea is basically like a physical phone that's Bluetooth. And so you could like pick up the phone on like a cute little real phone. You could put it on like your office desk or your family house, and you can connect multiple devices and basically like be on a real phone, but it's like on your cell phone because we don't have landlines anymore. And I saw that Physical Phones spent $70,000 to get their phones to pre-orders by Christmas. That to me is the marketing gold. When I created a marketing agency, I knew from the get-go what my ethos was, and I always tell my clients, your job is to make amazing products, and my job is to show people that, right? And part of that people are buying is not just a product anymore. They're buying a person, an ethos, especially with so many businesses that have bad ethos or are not morally correct. It is important to a lot of people to buy from people who have the same morals as them, look like them, real people rather than big corporate companies. And Physical Phones proved it by doing that. That's huge to me. I mean, a company that's willing to cut profit for its customers will always make more money in the future. When I started my business, I started it based off of a book called Think and Grow Rich, and the title sounds like Think and Grow Rich is all about just making money. But very, very quickly, I realized that book is about manifestation. It's about dreaming right. It's about setting goals. And something it really, really prioritizes is connection, human connection with other people, and being kind and never making money in the wrong way, because money that you make in the wrong way will leave you. And when you make money the right way, like, you are attracting money, because money is attached to real people's wallets, real people. And this isn't like, it's not companies buying your stuff. It's not bots buying your stuff. It's real people. And like what she said in her video that really stood out to me is $70,000, of course, is a lot of money, but $100 is a lot of money to someone who's buying a Christmas present. There was a family who bought like 5 phones for like him and all his daughters. That's a lot of money for that person. And understanding that as a company says so much about you. That is marketing 15 out of 10. Like, ate that up. Yeah, ate that up. 2026, I'm kind of changing up my drinks. I used to love coffee in the morning, but recently I've been having an Earl Grey with honey and almond milk every morning, and that has been a lot more calming, easier on my stomach, and also I love the smell of an Earl Grey. So that's my drink of choice right now. My breakfast has been literally identical every day, so I have to share. It's a bagel with cream cheese, maybe capers, maybe cucumbers, some chia pudding with some granola, some veggie sausage, and hard-boiled eggs, well, soft-boiled eggs, with lemon pepper. And the lemon pepper has been a game changer for me. We have my cutie Bagel with us now. Hi, baby. All right, Bagel, you have anything to say? Wow. Bagel has nothing to say for the press today. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, 2026 ends. I'm just going to list them out and talk a little bit about them. But productive mornings, daily journaling, my iPad. 2026, my iPad is back. I want to use Pinterest on my iPad more. I also want to like edit my personal videos on my iPad, so it feels like more of a fun evening activity. Ooh, Polaroid cameras. I saw Sally, one of Alex Earl's friends, posting her like little Polaroid pictures from Alex's birthday, and I was like totally obsessed with that, and I have one, so that's definitely back in. Crafting. Vitamins. Like, I feel like we just need to take our vitamins more. My mom has been begging me to take my vitamins for years and years and years, and maybe 2026 is finally the year. Film photography. Last year, every single month, I took a disposable camera and I took pictures with it, and this year I'm going to continue that and hopefully upgrade myself to a real film camera. Patience. I have no patience. 2026 is for patience. I don't want to age poorly. I feel like when you're unproblematic and peaceful, you age gracefully. And yeah, I think we need to start prioritizing that. creative evenings, like every day when Rohan comes home from work, I feel like we just like eat and watch TV. And recently I've been like scrapbooking and editing and, just doing fun things, especially since we got Bagel. I feel like we'll like play with Bagel and stuff in the evening. So funner evenings, facing hard things. I feel like, so I've been doing a lot of yoga, and definitely doing yoga every morning is definitely an in. But I feel like one thing that you learn when you do harder yoga is that you can totally do hard things. And the more you do hard things, the better you get at them. So face hard things, literally. Next is music as a soundtrack to my life. I think sometimes I find myself, because I work from home, like hours and hours and hours in silence. Hell no, we're gonna have music. We're gonna be upbeat. That's what's in 2026. Next one is tea over coffee, and kind of in the same lieu, drinking water, meal prepping. Oh my gosh, washing my car. I bought a white car in 2025. It's a Super Forester. I love her. But oh my gosh, like she gets so musty, and she is literally gray now, so I need to wash her way more often. Oh, in terms of meal prepping, I feel like I want to eat more colorful, balanced meals. So rather than having like health be my goal, I kind of want my goal to be freshness and variety on my plates, and like my breakfasts have really been reflecting this. I like all the options, and then I also like how much variety and how much different nutrients I'm getting from that. And then brushing twice a day and flossing daily. I am embarrassed to admit this, so I'm going to move on. Regular laundry. Oh my gosh, we let that stuff pile. It's such a pain in the ass. I need to stop. Ooh, and being careful. Currently, like these 3 fingers are literally burnt. Don't even ask me. I'm constantly hurting myself, and I think I'm kind of like tired. I feel like I'm turning 25 this year. I need to like grow up a little bit in that way. And then same with like, I feel like with my business, I really like to meet people and work with them. And I am very slow in that process. And because of that, I think whenever I meet a few people and I have a few clients in my roster, I really dedicate like all my time to that. However, I think I need to sell more regularly because I really do want to grow my business this year. So that's definitely on my list, as well as like time with myself. I think it's weird when you live with somebody that like I feel like a lot of the times it's either work or time with someone, and I feel like I kind of want an in between of those things. And I also live really close to downtown. I want to go to downtown more often. I want to spend more money on my business. I make enough with my business to be able to like duplicate that money and invest and make more in the future. So I really want to focus on that. I really want to find adventure. I really want to create community, regular hobbies and activities, volunteering, more tattoos, upkeep of my hair, my nails, and my eyebrows, more dancing, work with amazing women. That's definitely on my list. I feel like my life is always fulfilled when I'm working with women, whether that's my clients or my coworkers, and I definitely need more of that energy in 2026. I also think obviously working with women is a very specific goal, but I think that energy, nurturing, kind, peaceful energy, that's what I'm looking for. And lastly, I want to find my style and I want to be at peace. Okay, my outs was like way harder for some reason, because every time I would think of an out, I would just turn it into an in, which is good because you don't ever want to be like too negative, but there's definitely stuff I'm quitting. Like excessive sugar, soda, privating posts, but I am so notorious for posting something and privating it like immediately. I need to stop that. Sleeping in, social media embarrassment, excessive screen time, yikes, doom scrolling, spending money on coffee. Bro, I'd never finish my coffee. I need to finish my coffee before I spend more money on coffee. My late breakfasts and my late dinners. Oh, me and my therapist agree on this one. Avoiding. Avoiding is the cause of like every negative thing in my life. It's the cause of procrastination. It's the cause of PTSD, stress. It's the cause of so much. And I feel like I only this year, or only in 2025, realized like how many things me avoiding is leading to. And I really want to be very careful of that. So I want to face my feelings, face my fears, face the hard times head on and not avoid anything. Same with escalating things, creative block, excuses, wasting time, not leaving the house, skipping yoga, procrastination. Again, like all tied to avoiding. Asking and using other people's opinions. Trust yourself, trust your intuition, trust your gut. You know the saying, like, keep your dreams to yourself. Yeah, very valid. Caring about others' perception of me, slacking on my appearance. I think slacking on my appearance being right after caring about others' perception of me is kind of funny, but slacking on my appearance is important because I think that's like a self-worth thing. I used to always get ready for school, and I was fucking good at school, so I think that's like important. Judging people I like. Wait, no, I don't judge people I like. Judging people I dislike. Sometimes I like use the excuse of like, if I don't like you, now I can judge you. And to some extent, of course, but I also do think I need to be careful because that's not really kindness mindset. I'm not really like the kindest on the road either, so I could probably cut the road rage a little. But my road rage is like because other people have road rage and they're driving like crazy nut jobs. And I genuinely believe like if you're driving a car, you're driving a little death vehicle, and you're a horrible person if you drive like that. So clearly, maybe I'm not getting over that one in 2026. That's okay though, because you know what? I've lost too many people to car accidents at 25 years old. To be nice about it. So actually, that's fine. That's not on my list. Ooh, my dirty car. I already said that. Negative self-talk. Like I catch myself saying like, oh yeah, I'm just clumsy. Oh yeah, I'm just lazy. Like what? Don't talk about yourself like that. And in that same way, carelessness. I think that's actually something I've like talked into my life. I always say and joke about how careless I am. And it's like always been like a bit for me. And I think it has seeped into my real life and become my reality. And we hate that. Nobody wants that. Okay, yeah. That was that. Thank you for coming to my third space. I will see you very, very soon. Mwah.